With everything that's happening right now, a lot of people are asking the same question. Is Medellin actually safe for Americans in 2026? I'm seeing it all over Reddit, Facebook, Instagram, everywhere. Should I cancel my trip to Medellin? Is it even safe to travel to Colombia right now as an American? Should tourists stay away? Should expats leave? And so much more. So in this video, we're giving an honest, on-the-ground update from people who actually live here. We'll talk about what's even happening right now in Colombia, what life is really like in Medellin, and I'll give you 4 specific actionable safety tips for Americans in 2026. Now, let's do a quick rundown on the actual update of the situation in Colombia. At the beginning of January, the US captured Maduro, which is Venezuelan's ex-president. And President Petro, which is president of Colombia, condemned it publicly.
Amenace, aquí lo espero si quiere. No acepto invasiones, no acepto misiles, no acepto asesinatos, acepto inteligencia.
Trump responded, and there were protests across all Colombia. And online, I'm not gonna lie, this did make it sound like Medellin was unsafe for Americans. But here's what actually happened. In Medellin, at least, life turned back to normal very quickly. People were going to work, kids were in school, restaurants were full. Protests were very limited, very predictable, and mostly concentrated in central government areas, not local neighborhoods. And this is a perfect example of the difference between headlines and reality. And regardless of politics, there are very clear ways that Americans can stay safe in Medellin. The truth is that Medellin today is not the Medellin from the 90s. It's not the Medellin that people imagine from Netflix shows. The city has improved massively. Crime rates and murder rates are far lower than what they used to be. And infrastructure and tourism has grown very exponentially. But that said, Medellin is not a utopia, and I mentioned this in my last video, and this is what I'm talking about. We need to not romanticize it. Safety depends heavily on where you are, who you are, and what time of day it is. And here's where people need real clarity. There are areas of Medellin that are generally safe for Americans, especially expats and tourists. And there are also places that are absolutely not dangerous at all to pass through during the day, but should 100% be avoided at night. And then there's areas that visitors should avoid entirely, unless they are with locals who know the area very well. So let's break that down clearly. Tip number 1 is follow official US Embassy updates. Always start with the official information. It may not be too accurate, but it's a good way to start. Enroll in STEP STEP, check the Colombia travel advisory, and use this as your baseline, not social media panic. This gives you very accurate Medellin travel warnings and updates if something were to change quickly. Tip number 2, stay in the right neighborhoods. Generally safer areas for Americans and first-time visitors tend to be number 1, El Poblado, specifically Manila, and yes, Provenza during daytime. These areas tend to have higher police presence, more English speakers, and infrastructure that's built for foreigners, expats, nomads. Number 2, Laureles and Estadio. Very popular with expats and digital nomads. It's walkable, it's residential, it's a little bit calmer than El Poblado if that's your vibe, especially areas like Laureles Estadio, Santa Teresita, and La Consolata. Lastly, Envigado, technically not Medellin, but one of the safest municipalities in the metro area. It's very organized, excellent for longer stays, and additional mention, Sabaneta. I spoke about this in my last video, but Sabaneta is very, 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 very safe, very similar to Envigado. It's a little farther from your traditional Medellin area, but then again, very safe. These are areas that you should be cautious in, especially at night and if you are a tourist. Number 1, Centro de Medellin. Might be safer to visit during the day for shopping, for sightseeing, but definitely not a place to wander at night. Number 2 is Belén. It's a large area, both safe and unsafe zones. Fine during the day, but you need to know exactly where you're at. Number 3 is San Javier or Comuna 13. As you guys may know, very touristic. But it's safe for guided daytime tours, maybe guided nighttime tours, but not if you're by yourself. And these are areas that you should definitely try to avoid at all costs. And I'm just going to go ahead and list them on the screen here. Popular, Manrique, Aranjuez, parts of Castilla, any hillside comunas without a local guide with you. These are not places for sightseeing or just like casual exploration. I'm all for expats wanting to learn more about the barrios and the populares of Medellin, but nothing good here happens for tourists, so it's best you just avoid it. Tip number 3 is connect with a real community. One of the biggest safety advantages in Medellin is community. If you live here or are staying here longer than a few weeks, connect with other nomads, expats. They'll tell you things like which streets to avoid, which areas may have recent issues, and what neighborhoods are changing fast. Also make local friends, be part of the local community because they can probably provide you with even more insight. Most people, unfortunately, that get in trouble here are really isolated and relying only on Google and Instagram and these social media pages to tell them what to do. And tip number 4 is act properly. It matters so much more than people want to admit, and I talk about it all the time. Medellin is friendly to foreigners, but it's reckless when you're putting yourself in the wrong situations. Avoid flashing phones, jewelry, cash. Do not walk out alone, drunk, late at night. Avoid drugs, avoid risky situations, learn basic Spanish. If you respect the city, the culture, the risk you have of getting in trouble drops dramatically. Most incidents, and I'll be honest, that avoid Americans in Medellin are preventable. So, is Medellin safe for Americans in 2026? The answer is yes. Medellin can be safe for Americans, tourists, expats, and digital nomads if you stay in the right areas, follow local advice, and behave responsibly. No, it's not safe if you treat Medellin like a playground or ignore basic city awareness. If you want honest local insights about Medellin, that's exactly what we do here at AZ Medellin. Like this video, subscribe, and check out our past videos here on the screen. Especially my most recent one, which is what social media gets wrong about Medellin and the brutal truths about the city. And if you're planning a trip or already live here, feel free to reach out to us directly. We are AZ Medellin on all socials. This is Medellin, honestly.